Currently...
Wait, let's just wait for this plane. I feel like we can avoid it. We'll start over.
All right, cool. Oh yeah, it's on fast, so like you press it's on the yes.
Rapid fire.
Okay. All right, Ellis.
Hey.
Tell me some of the Black artists that inspire your work.
Currently, music-wise, the Clark sisters. I really love the Clark sisters. Lauryn Hill, SZA. I really love Spike Lee. Lena Waithe and Issa Rae are like my faves right now that truly inspire me.
And so it's interesting because for you as an artist, you like are in many different lanes.
Yes.
You know, there's Ellis the genie.
Yes.
There's Ellis the photographer. There's Ellis the writer. Like,
Yes.
talk to us about that.
Yeah, it just kind of all, the moment that I realized that I did not have to just do one thing was the moment that I felt free. And I feel like a lot of artists feel like, oh, this is my lane. This is what I have to do. I can't do anything else because no one will take me seriously in the other fields. Well, I'm one of those personalities where if there's something I want to do, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it well. So one day I was just like, oh, I am a storyteller. So if there's a way that I can tell a story, I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to do it. And that's just kind of how it happened, I guess.
But I think it's interesting because my personal opinion, there aren't a lot of people who like can go into different lanes and do all of the lanes extremely well. But obviously, I mean, we look at your, obviously an incredible performer, but then like the photography is like stunning, like incredible.
Thank you.
And I guess very soon we'll get to see about the writing.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Talk about For the Boys a little bit.
For the Boys is a love letter to boys like me, soft boys at heart who felt like they didn't have a place in the world. So this is really just like a tale as old as time about three best friends living in New York, very a la Sex and the City, insecure, but it is very nuanced and specific to a very specific group of people. And I had never seen that before. I wasn't old enough to watch Noah's Ark, so that's a different generation. And we have the insecure now, but I was like, where's that for gay black men? Because when you see us on television, we are normally secondary characters. And what I tell my boys in our show, I say that we're taking these secondary characters in other people's stories, and we're making this y'all story. So that's where it came from.
Is there anything, I want to speak centrally about For the Boys, is there anything political about about For the Boys as like a piece of art?
Yes, there's a lot of political stuff happening in the show. We speak on subjects that people kind of talk about and they mull over, but we try and get to the nitty gritty. Specifically, we talk about interracial dating. And more specifically, white and black, because interracial means a lot of things. When people say interracial, that could mean a myriad of things, but literally we're talking about a black person dating a white person, and what does that mean in real time. In 2020, we pose two very different arguments about it, and we let the audience decide what that means. So I hope that discourse happens.
Yeah.
When it comes out, I'm very excited. I used to be nervous, but I realized I have to like silence those voices in my head, because I've been programmed that if I speak out, then something bad will happen.
Right. We all have, yes.
Yeah, but I've decided, it's a story worth telling. It's something worth exploring, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and body positivity. One of our lead actors, we intentionally made him a plus-size character, and we don't talk about it in a way where he's not like dying, that's not the hill he's dying on.
Right,
he's not a martyr for plus-size black men. He just happens to be a plus-size black man, and you see him being loved.
Yeah. And just existing in the world as people do, regardless of what they look like.
Yeah, we have someone who's extremely sex positive, and you learn why he's sex positive, if there's something there, if he's just enjoying it, or if he's trying to cope with something. We have a character that kind of borders the line between masculinity and femininity to the point where he kind of like blows up the construct of it, and they're all just existing, and that's what makes it political.
tell me about when you knew, like, oh, I'm gonna be an artist. This is what I have to do.
I feel like it happened in phases, but the one that always sticks out is I was in my senior year of high school, and we were doing this show called Red Hot and Cold that no one had ever heard of. The director wrote it, and it like had prospects to go to Broadway in the 80s, but it fell through. So he like produced everywhere, and it was about Cole Porter's life. I hated it. And we were getting ready for a rehearsal, and the music director was like, y'all aren't in it, blah, 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 blah. And he said a quote, and the quote was, the objective of a performer is to wash away the dust of your everyday life. And all of a sudden, like hot coals in my face, I felt like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I am meant to wash away the dust of someone's everyday life. And it's, as I've gotten older, it's become much more specific because you can't always do that. Sometimes as an artist, you have to hold a mirror up to society and have to show the ugly underbelly, which is another quote. I love quotes. James Baldwin's quote, the society must assume that it is stable, but an artist must know, and he must let us know that there is nothing stable under heaven. So that's another quote that I was like, whoa. So yeah.
What would you say to like 6-year-old Ellis?
6-year-old me?
Or even, I mean, I feel like I think back to like the time as a kid when I was most like just going through it. In my adolescence.
Sure.
For me, it was like middle school that I was like,
Yes.
holy shit, what's happening?
Yes.
Who am I?
For me, it was kindergarten through until 10th grade. But I would say your softness is your power, and the things that people make fun of now are going to be things that are going to make you an incredible artist. Trust your voice. I wish I would have told myself to stick with dance classes, but yeah, those are the things, and that you are an incredible person. Yeah, because I didn't believe that. I'm still trying to convince myself some days, you know. Yeah.
I mean, so am I.
Yeah, it's a journey.
It is. And what would you say to young Black artists that are like beginning their artistic journey?
Okay, I would say don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself to what you think you can do. And there's this thing where people say like, keep your blinders on, keep your eyes on the prize. I'm gonna say something controversial, take your blinders off. Because when you have your blinders on, you can only look in front of you and you can only look above. I have found my community looking side to side instead of trying to reach up and reach in front of me. I looked beside me, and beside me were the most incredible artists, and we've all leveled up together. So that's my biggest piece of advice. Instead of trying to like find the next big break or like the next big thing, look beside you and realize y'all are the next big thing.
Hey, I love that. Look beside you and realize y'all are the next big thing.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for chatting, Ellis.
Thank you for having me.